Hello everyone, welcome back. Awesome. Yeah, we last left it after quite a long video. Here, and we had our we're in the middle with that our first friends come, and therefore we have this, and we had learned quite a bit of things about things built. So, uh, no, it's not. So, yeah, we had our first friends because we had an empty house, and I think we paused right. But sorry, regardless, we have some built. We have a new cart parking. We have new carts for ones that are fixed. Blacksmith is working. He's got two work, and we have uh, so the fan was built not pot. Excuse me. Sorry. Gonna try and find out what not paused. My bearings here. So we had makings. Built a chicken. That has no chickens, and what I could deduce, it sounds like we have to trade for chickens. It means we need to build a trading post and a trade or shed trading post. So that will be the next thing to build. Um, but something that I do want to get done. So I want to get a town hall built, government, so that so new construction office. That's to hire additional builders. What you already have. Town hall is wow. They made it. Okay. So I want to kind of build it in the center of the center. Problem with that is how to build a center there. We're kind of in the because I had designs about building it maybe right here. Problem with that is still storage there, iron, and the camp town hall, so to speak, or I guess temporary one is right there. So I think we want to get rid of this right here before we do that. Problem is, we don't really have a lot of access to that. So the blacksmith going through iron as quick as he can probably. Iron, I think. Yeah, so they filled up this quite well. The town hall to gain more control over the economy. Yeah, the chicken coop. I think we're gonna deconstruct that for now. So for the worker there, demolish the building. Empty first. Make it empty. Oh, really empty. I don't know what they're gonna do with the water, but yeah. So anyways, it's this field right here. Looking to build. They're removing the trees, which is taking it's a little bit cumbersome. Because it's December currently in the game, and so we're waiting for December to pass by. So before I really wanted to do building, I'll put the town hall. I think I'm gonna put the town hall actually with Coop, and I don't like to have my builds or town hall is probably some. Not to mention, kind of in the center of town. It's not like a building like the field or something like that. So I'm gonna actually pause the field. We'll get rid of the tree, you know, and I guess, because the forester is gonna do what's best in fact area where they can. Right there. So, see, you want to play at trees when everything is packed. So they have they have over the maximum amount of logs. They have the maximum amount of everything else under the sun. And so, because you said, like, here's 1,000 mark, they got 3,000. 10,000 firewood, they got 10,000. Logs, they got 20. 10,000 wood, they have 12,000. So they're not doing anything really. I mean, they're chopping down trees and such, but this field is not going to build. So you want to go, okay, well, we need to find them jobs. Okay, well, that was one of them right there. Empty. So, yeah, so the building, the deconstruction, so to speak, or demolition, is the same as the building. You see them taking the things out slowly, and you see here is, yeah, you see them putting trees in. Usually you'll see a bunch of little trees growing here. So, and they won't cut, and basically once the trees are fully grown, the fence is taken away. So, and this is not something you necessarily have to do, especially when you have this much of a forest left. But I figured they're not doing anything, because they can't. So might as well, get a head start on it, so to speak. So, because in the end, you could probably play the entire time without without planting trees. Just cut the entire forest down. But in the end, it come to pass that you need more wood, and you don't want your foresters to walk far away to get it, because the next because why pass a forest, but it could be even would end around here, and then they'd have to walk over there, or or they'd have to walk over here or something, or you'd have to build a bridge for them to get wood. That's something that um, is something that was a problem in not a problem, but that's something that happened in Spanish quite often. Because in Spanish, the tree regrowing was took a while at times. So we're gonna get the government going and build the town hall. Want the door to be. I can build it here. I think the problem that we're encountering is so. This needs to be handled. Because this box is preventing us from getting a. So. Empty it. I don't know what that means. I want to move by cart, and it says no cart shed. I'm thinking we have cart parking though. I mean, isn't that the same? Apparently not. So gosh, this cart is forced to repair that cart because it's on its last legs. Go carpenters, you know. Also looking at some of the mines around here that we're gonna need. We're gonna need an iron mine soon. Gosh, that's tiny. Here, an iron ore deposit. Where is one? I think the problem that we have is there's only one is way over here, and I considered placing, placing it over here, as you remember, but there's nothing else here. See, the forest was really far away and such. Although now that I'm looking at it, being could have placed it right here on this hill, but like thatch and things like that, we need to go with a place that had a lot of resources. Iron, is going to definitely be something that we're going to have to go press, but not soon. The bridge might be in order of build a bridge. Is there's the cost right there. 51,000. Whew. Spendy. Okay, well, alright, like this. Cooler. Yeah, just trying to look for a bridge, but oh. Okay, looks like that resource stack is gone. Let's fun. We can always use the bridge later at this point. So let's town hall built. Um, um, there. Oh, town hall takes a lot of resources, but we've got the wood. Do it. So the foresters suspension trees. So more charcoal. No charcoal. Don't worry about that. There will be enough charcoal very soon. So 4 more nails required. Problem. Nails. Bunch more wood. Got a bunch more wood. Ooh, wow, they emptied the warehouse. Good job. On their part. So, but that's what you sort, right? Got clay coming from the clay pit. That's good. interesting to see the whole process as they town hall. Just as over here, they finally dip below the maximum amount of wood. I mean, they got all the nails and such. Now it's just now it looks like there's a lot of clay being provided. Now, there is something to be said about watching where people walk. There's like this complicated path that this guy takes home, and I think that's a forester, but or maybe it's a transformer. Forestry and factory also there. Um, but in the end, at the same time, going okay, well, yeah, but we need to get things built. There's down. So they'll adapt to going this way or that way. Probably in this. I think once you build this appears. So there is that to think. Message log here. They did add in was barber surgery, so it was basically barber service as well as basic medical. So that was the thing that they always said coming soon. And religion has been expanded now. There used to be a small chapel in the church. Now they have a burial plot, so you can put plots that buried, and that's for religious purposes, And the thing about Ostriv is there's not necessarily a happiness system, in the sense that it's not that people are unhappy, so build this. It's as people, as the town grows, things are required, and you don't provide those things, people start to leave, or maybe they don't leave, but your town doesn't grow then, and then you have a bunch of people, and the question is, can the births keep up with the demands? I mean, and not everyone has children. Take a look at the town mayor, so to speak. He has no kids. They have one. They have one. They have two. They have a grandfather with them. They have one. They have two. They have one. None, and none. So, so look at who's have two, so some have two, some have one. So some of them are, matching up, placing it. But in the end, as much as you'd like to rely completely and solely on people being born, we're going to need some immigrants. We're going to need more immigrants before we can rely solely on procreation. interesting to see the town hall being built, all the resources collected for. So it's just a matter of them doing it, and everything is kind of coming along. When the trees are in in game and town hall coming up. We got, I'm guessing the camp center disappears after the town hall. I have, back in the past, before this, the update, I did build a town hall, and I can't remember if the camp center went during, but I'm guessing it probably will. Got about 90 iron left in the temporary storage. Now the charcoal, that's going to be very soon as the charcoal pile is on burning. All the carts are in top shape. The carpentry right now. I'm now over carpentry and see what else they can. Carpentry repairs carts, wagons, and plows. I'm going to do about, they've got getting the roof up like that to start putting like an act on. Yep, there it is. All is finished. And wow, that went quick. Okay, so counselors. So there's the population. There's the treasury. So seasonal hiring, which we're not going to do right now, it is where you go. Okay, it's the off season for, like, say, seasonal hiring is when you really, really need people, and we haven't needed tons of people for this week. Seasonal hiring is more of, is where you go. Okay, like, so if we had men working here at the farm, say, okay, during the winter, you're not, you like, rather than unemploying them, we'd say, okay, during the winter, the off season, there'd be a seasonal thing here, and you mark which months they need to be working there, no questions asked, and months that they be parceled out to other places. And then you go to like the smithy or the carpentry or the forestry or whatever place needs them or needs people, and you say, okay, during the off season at the farm, like say December, January, February, or November to February, this is when we're going to give you, and only those months, an extra person. So then someone off during that season would come over there and work. Kind of like if you lived in a town that has a big tourist population, but the tourism season, during the tourism season, there's not a lot of work necessarily. So, people, so other vacancies, and then during the tourism season. Well, okay, that's not a very good analogy now that I think about it. I guess it would kind of be saying if you had if you had a job that required a particular climate, that during the off time when that climate, when that requires particular weather, when that weather isn't happening, maybe your job would have a deal with another place of employment or something, where they would say, yeah, your job here is secure when weather permits, but until then, like the lodge or something like that is going to have you work there, because they need people there. That makes sense. Sure, we've all had jobs where you find yourself working in a different area or different department because per department. I worked on a ship that provided a lot of things, but one of the biggest things it provided was books to cheap books, and sometimes even giving them away to places that didn't have necessarily access to literature. And I worked in that department on the ship. The ship had many departments, obviously, but I worked in that department on the ship. But sometimes when we were either on sailing to the next location, or we were at a place where there wasn't a lot of people needed there were times where we had pulling people from other departments to help us out, where the books were, because it was just there were some places that it was just a madhouse. I mean, we were in Jamaica, and the amount of people that were coming daily was crazy. It was just people pouring in daily, anyways, and then there were some locations where people barely ever came. There was we were in, I think we were in Nassau, Bahamas at the point. We were docked there, and we like when we were open, so to speak, we would have like an influx of people, but after the initial influx, it would kind of just die off, because people, because why it's impressive that it's impressive to see a ship docked that's providing books. At the same time, people, it's very much location. People are in the Bahamas, either on a cruise or a vacation, not to go to a ship that provides books. I mean, we gave tours of the ship too, and so people come do that. But that's just one thing to do. In not complaining or anything. like that. No, I'm not going to the Bahamas. But point I'm making was like the whole seasonal hiring thing. When I was on that times when we were sailing or when we port that was very, very slow, I would find myself, well, not just me, other people find ourselves loaned out to other departments that not necessarily had a need of people, but but it was like, well, giving them a hand wouldn't be. So, which was kind of funny because we had what was called the angel department there, which was the cleaning, the laundry, and such. And it was actually and don't take this the wrong way for those of you out there, because I think it was by design a long time ago, but or if it was by accident, I'm not sure. They never told us, but it was an all-female department on there, and I think the reason behind that was not because women are apparently better at that, or because it's a sexist thing. I think it was because when you're cleaning areas, like, because they were cleaning, like, because there were a lot of the bathrooms on there were communal, where the bathrooms were segregated, women, but it wasn't like and the shower stalls all had stalls, but when you went into the bathroom, as a guy at least, where the toilets were stalls, there were like it was basically like a communal bathroom, like a locker room, except there were shower stalls, for privacy. But the sinks were all on the wall. There were tons of bathroom stalls, tons of shower stalls, So, and so when you're cleaning that, you can't, you're just to have one gender so that you just know when because you have men and women, then what happens is like, well, okay, so the men, you go, okay, so the men clean all the men's bathrooms, which that's fine, except for the fact that one, it's hard to get around people when you're cleaning, and two, it's you have to wait. So like, so the women, say they clean all the women's bathrooms, no problem, and you don't have as many men, or you have the same men, but they're cleaning, because it's the ship, the way it's built is there are genders, on both sides of the ship on multiple decks. So it's easier just to have one gender and just say, so like in that department, I noticed, when we were loaned out to that, it was kind of funny as guys being loaned out to an all-female department. So, but the women, they basically would clean all the women's bathrooms first. But they wouldn't, but not like multiple decks. They go, okay, we're going to go to deck 3, we're going to clean all the women's bathrooms at deck 3, then we'll do the men's on deck 3, and then we'll go to deck 2. So if you were in a guy's bathroom, which I wasn't, because I had the rare privilege of having a shower, a single bathroom located directly across the hall from my cabin, my quarters where I stayed. But in guys' bathrooms, the door would open basically ever so slightly, and you hear a female voice yell "Angel" to let everyone know there's an angel that wants to come in. Now, if there are no guys in there, there'd be no response, and then she'd just come in. But usually, and I know this because I was working with them, when we opened one, and there were guys in there, I could hear them in there. Because usually when you hear an angel yell, somebody would say, occupied, and then they come back. But we opened the door, and I remember she looked at me and said, "I want you to yell angel in a really manly voice." So she opens the door over, and I said, "Angel," and a bunch of these guys' heads just kind of like leaned around, like, "That's a dude," who said that. And I heard someone say, "Dude, there's a male angel here." So, anyways, that's my little story for you guys. But the point is, they loaned us out because there was nobody on the ship, either because it was a slow port or we were sailing, which obviously, we don't have people on the ship buying books while we're sailing because we're going to the next port, So, I mean, unless you want to take a ride. So, but we would probably, but we actually had stowaway search before we set sail, so if somebody thought, I'm going to hitch a ride, we probably would find you, actually. make sure that you left the ship. We did have somebody who did try to stay on the ship. They didn't try to hide though. I think they thought that they were allowed to just ride the ship or something. I don't know what their thought process was, but I remember as the stowaway search was commencing, and stowaway search, it sounds like, you know, we're like checking every nook and cranny. Stowaway search was just part of before sailing. Like, we'd have the general muster where everyone is gathered together. So, you know, account, you know, so then you look at the manifest, go, okay, who's supposed to be off the ship, maybe going to the next port, or maybe on assignment somewhere, who's supposed to be on the ship, are they here? You know, so you go through every, you know, so a lot of departments, including the book place, would, like, the night before, would, like, get everything set to sail. Like the books, you can take the books off the shelf, you put up boards to keep the books on, and then they'd have the general muster where they, you know, where they call everyone together, check that, make sure everyone's there, you know, such. And departments did also do a lot of their own attendance. Then they would say, okay, now that we've confirmed everybody's here, you know, door to the ship is closed, you know, so to speak, gangway is taken up, you know, and everything is shut. Now we're going to have everyone go and look in their, you know, check your cabin, make sure everything is secure, because it could be rough. You never know. And also make sure there's nobody chilling out in your cabin. And then there were searches of general public areas, things like that. Or families were told, go back to your cabin and wait. You know, basically stay in your cabin as we set sail. You know, or something. But they'd say, once you check your cabin, you know, come back here to the main area where we're all mustering. So, you know, I go to my cabin. My cabin mate would come in. We take a look at our cabin. You know, it was pretty easy to tell if anyone was stowing away, because one, you can't go into the bed. There's you know, there's nothing under there. So, you know, the closet you could go into, but the closet's really easy to check because it's a narrow thing, and you'd have to be pretty skinny to get in the closet. You know, and also you'd have to be short. So, and we had things in our closet. So, but you know, we check. We make things are secure. Like, if we knew it was going to be rough, we'd take all of our mugs, had many of them in the sink that we had in our room. You know, because the sink it was kind of a bit of a bowl shape, so they'd be safe in there. You know, or we just make sure things, you know, were just kind of, you know, we head back to mustering, and then you know, we'd set sail. But there was a guy at one point who was chilling out in the cafeteria, so wasn't even hiding. He's just sitting there, and somebody came in and said, "Can I help you?" Because, you know, hadn't seen him at muster, and he says, "No, I'm good." And they said, and he thought, okay, I don't recognize him. Keep in mind, there are a lot of crew members on the ship, but nobody really, you know, so that really miss it. You know, meet everyone, you know, just through your time there, and you can know, you know, when someone is out of place. And anyways, it was kind of during muster, you know, so basically what they ended up doing is, I mean, ended up escorted off the ship and such. But they changed, you know, because during stowaway search, found, you know, so to speak. I'm not sure if there was any illegal action or type of action was ever taken against him, but it was kind of can't be, you know, you can't just chill out here, so. Buckwheat storage there, because we're on buckwheat soon. How many trees we got left? 11. Okay, so they make pretty good progress. Planting. this is where it's working perfectly because right is this because this guy comes to work and this guy he's still working, but he goes to take rest while this guy is still doing the job. So there's a lot of job done. They're resupplying this right here. On wood in there and planks in there. Well, once you're done planting the trees, trust me, you'll have work. Replenish the firewood and the logs. Grind the wood, so speaking of the logs, you got the logs. Pine tree left. I think what we're gonna do once they're done planting trees and getting things done, I think we're gonna, once spring hits, we'll unpause this house right here, and we'll have that get built. But we're also gonna build. Gonna place trading posts. Then we'll build it. We'll have them build it once spring rolls around. So around the same time that I think I'm gonna build it out here. This is generally the direction people seem to come from. So we're gonna build the trading post. Oh, perfect. Pause. Oh god, a lot of wood. Yeah, we need the foresters to get more wood. Plenty of charcoal now. Plenty of iron. They go through iron very slowly. Five left. 5 trees left. And let's see where they're at on the are thinking about to go to rest. We might plant one more happens. Yeah, he'll finish his last tree and then he'll go to rest. This guy, I think, will probably finish out the trees. We'll have 3 trees left, and he can probably finish them. If not, the guy will finish them when he comes back. But oh, 3, and he's going home. It's like, okay, good job. So 3 left. So this guy, his day. Yeah, he's not gonna finish. You know, get 2 trees left, and then he's gonna go home too. So not a problem. So the counselor, he assists the mayor basically, and the counselor controls season hiring and that, so to speak. So the mayor, you know, he handles, you know, a lot of town things and probably, you know, builders and such. And the counselor is there to assist him. That's what it does in this game. So, take a look at our message log. Treasury. So, let's land tax a little bit. Why getting a trading post is essential. That's how you can make money. So, he is very slowly walking plant tree. So we have 2 left. So this person who's at work right now, will no doubt finish planting the last tree. Then they're gonna have some wood to cut and things like that to get ready for eventual construction of many things. Now, I would empty the iron into a warehouse, but the warehouse, I want it to be right here. So, like where that tent is. So, I mean, I could make it empty, but they'd probably put it right there, down there. So I don't know where to put it. So, you know, so here we go. At the last tree. They're sawing logs for. Okay, yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna go get the tree, and he's like, I'm gonna sawing. Okay, so he's in the area 55 ready, cut none of them. So we're not gonna allow the chopping of trees this time. You know, when we said we'll just allow them to chop it once they're ready to go, and that I would agree with you. But once these trees are ready to be cut, I want to put another area to be planted, and then we'll allow them to chop the tree. So until then, they're gonna have to find logs. You know, I mean, it's not like they chop these down prematurely, right? No, it's just I want to make sure they're all ready to go because you know they were planted, you know, over the course of like a month or something, and they probably all will grow pretty much along the same line. None of them seem like they have an advantage. But I want all of them to be ready to go before we really. 55, that's nice. Good number. And ready for cut. So it's interesting because one of those nice round numbers. It's not like it's like 52 or 3. It's like 55. I do wonder, this fence, this area, does it remain this way? Like once they cut all the trees, is there like a replant button, or do they replant automatically once they cut them all down? I mean, I'm wondering, areas stay here, or once they're ready to cut, do they just get rid of the fence and they're like, okay, open season? Um, Guy looks angry. Okay, so we got the town hall. Got the planted, and we got it's ready to go. And spring hits. So anyway, so I'm gonna actually call it here, guys. Once when we come back, we'll continue our journey. I might in my off time jump us up to spring, so that next time we don't have to go through the winter. We had things to get done, no doubt, during this winter, but we got everything that's going to be done pretty much until the spring months roll around and we get building. So I might jump us up to March or mid-March for the next time. But thank you for being here and sharing Ostriv with you. I hope really hope you did enjoy your time here. If you did, make sure to hit a like. I'd appreciate it, but I'd appreciate more hit that subscribe button down below. So anyways, guys, until next time, this is Bruzler logging off.